Hello everyone, and welcome to my Opus XII box opening, Crystal Awakening. This is my first Opus XII box, so I'm just going to get straight to it. I've already preemptively removed the cellophane from the box because I seem to struggle with that for some reason. Let's set it up here, just make it look all nice and pretty like you would have in the shop. Here we are, beautiful. It looks like this. And we got the box topper, promo Una. A decent enough card, and also pretty cool art. I'm not a huge fan of Final Fantasy X-2, but the art is lovely. Right, let's get to it, shall we? So, my old trusty Poundland scissors. So, cards I want to pull. I mean, Faris would be pretty decent. And off to start with Foil Strago. And Carbuncle in the hero slot. Faris, yeah, Faris is a decent star or card to get. She's made Formagissa and full. Hey! Perfect little combo. Yeah, she has made walls a lot more playable now, like being able to reduce the cost of a wall to come in and also doing damage on entry. It's a really good card. Alpha Nord and Sid Previa. And also just pretty Noctis there. Sid Previa, obviously meant to go with mid Previa as well. But again, decent card. I'm actually struggling to remember a lot of the cards now. Also, there's the legacy cards this set as well. So there's what Minwoo, Shantoto, and what's the last card? Minwoo, Shantoto, and another card that I forget. Foil Knight and Ishtola, First Legend. A decent card, or a very good card actually, but yeah, why she's like a 9k 3-cost forward, I could not tell you, and there's so little drawbacks. Like, when they released the set, they were like, oh yes, well, they're dual element, you have to pay each element, so it makes it a little harder to play. And I was like, well, not really. Like, yeah, the chances of you playing it in a deck that doesn't utilise both those elements, fair enough. But still, it's just like in an Earth Wind deck, that is just super powerful. And you know what loves Earth Wind? Or loves Earth Wind now? Scions. Quattro Queen and Borgin. No. Beautiful Borgin. This is actually a fairly decent card. In the little pre-release that me and a couple of friends did, because our local game store isn't open at the moment, this card actually did a lot of work. Like the fact that you can just enter the field and then just dull any backup. So provided you paid the fire for the warrior to come in, I mean he's on curve anyway, but then you can just casually make him, well, it is effectively making him a 6k to deal 9k to something else, but a 6 CP forward even, sorry. But it's still a decent card. And we've got Mimic and Diablo, also a good card. Just power's been increased or decreased, break it. That's really good. You run that alongside something like, what's her name? Beatrix. So she just attacks, lowers all your opponent's forwards' power, and then use Diablo to break. Pretty good. Diana and Beatrix. Talking of which, I meant the, I think it's Opus 3? Opus 4 Beatrix when she attacks -K. But yeah, awesome card for a knight deck, and I do love a good knight deck. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using that card. Apologies if you hear a bit of banging in the background. People are currently setting fireworks because we're in the midst of a lockdown and people can't go out, and it's bonfire night last night. Guy Fawkes, not whatever you want to call it, and people can go there. Ooh, Foil Noctis. Not a full art, but it's still pretty. And Sildra, an interesting card. I think it's decent if she fits the deck you're in. But, you know, even if you're in mono water, it's a generically good card. The problem is that I feel that there might be there's a lot of good water summons is the problem, and it doesn't quite cut it, especially not being an EX, and a lot of the best water summons are EX, i.e. Famfrit. If that card will ever get banned. Oh, got a Foiled Dusk and Strago again, so nothing too good. What does Strago even do? I haven't really paid attention. Edit the field, choose one forward, put controls, return its own hand, then you may play one character with the same cost as it from your hand. Okay, so yeah, he's a pretty good card. Like, he's another way to, well, he's a form of removal, and also gets you to play something onto the field for the same cost. So, you know, you've got a high cost forward in your hand, and you can remove something of a similar cost in your opponent's deck. That's pretty good. Or combo it into more plays to be able to play more things. Play it into Alpha Nord, into LSA, or something like that. Little Shantoto. That's a card I would like. Is not obviously this card. I mean, Legacy Shantoto. If I can get that full art, oh boy. Moogle and Lena. So our second legend. A decent card. Obviously she ain't no X-Death, Neo X-Death even, but a good card all the same. Bit slow, maybe. But maybe you can give her haste, or if she just, you know, stays on the field, then she can do, or gain you quite a bit of value. I'm going to put these closer. Captain! And Odin. So it's Final Fantasy TCG, isn't it? Yeah. But, he's an interesting card. I like him. I think, like, the fact of the matter is that he is just choose one forward, break it, and that's good. And it gets around a lot of cards like Fail Thanos, so it won't be cancelled by him. He's not EX, so he's not quite as good as 7 cost, but still, the fact that its cost can go down, and, you know, with the likes of Lightning, you can recur a lot of Odins as well. So it's not a bad card overall. Just not incredible, but fun for the memes. Alright. Try not to snip my skin. And Borgin again. I have a horrible feeling that I'm going to be seeing a lot of Borgin. I think, unless you get a Legacy full art in your box, you actually end up getting 2 full arts in a box. That's pretty good. Amatadelian and Altea. So she's an interesting card, Altea. I'm looking forward to trying to use her at some point, but she gets to return herself and one of the forward you control, I believe. So it's similar to Windrake from, like, Opus 3, 4, maybe 5. I think it's 3. But being a backup means she's a bit easier to play and a bit more playable. Foil Dragoon. I do like that card. It's got some beautiful artwork. This I would like as a full art. That and I like Dragoons. And Kryl, our third legend. She's weird and obviously meant to be played alongside, what's his name, Galoof, in this set as well. But, you know, she's definitely, again, it's more kind of meme-like. So when Kryl enters the field, choose on someone from either player's break zone. You can cast it this turn. If you cast it, remove that summon from the game after use instead of putting it in the break zone. So, I mean, she's a generically good card, but it's when you get that card to hand, your opponent's got no summons or no good summons. But still, fun, anyway. Foil Jegran, and ooh, Regis. So we've got the Noctis, now we've got the Regis. He's a decent enough card, and he definitely, again, more kind of meme style, like probably having a lot of cards in your deck to be able to either sack themselves or just put into the break zone abilities and then re-enter them. But you can get that alongside the likes of, what's he called? Noctis coming in as well, then it's a lot of fun. Also, using Regis with having a mental block? Kefka, so the 8 CP Kefka to put some forwards into the break zone, then obviously play Regis to then bring some of those forwards back in, so, you know, it's got some good combos there. Hey! Got myself a foil Full Art Dragoon! And Argy-Bargy, also a good card, but I'm just happy I got myself a Dragoon. Delicious. I'm going to put that there, actually. Really, I should have separated all my legends, shouldn't I? I'll do that after this pack. So, Althea and Quattro Queen. I like Quattro Queen as well because she is a monster in all situations. So I think this is the first forward we've had which... actually no, because we had Frit and Babblers and those guys. But yeah, she is a monster as well, which means technically she's easier to break. But she can also take effects of other things as well, where they would only target monsters. So it's a two-way street, you know. Right, so let's just quickly go back through these and get my legends out. Hello, Vayne. Shadow Lord. Also a interesting card. Late game, this card is just awesome when your opponent's filled up their backup line. Kryl. Do. Ooh, is that? We want Shikari X, I think. It's the first one in the line that will deal 3 points of damage when it attacks. Sorry guys, I'm being a little tardy here. I should have done this a little better. Oh, Necron. What a card. What a card, Necron. I always quite liked Necron as a card, or as a character, to be honest. A lot of people really didn't enjoy it as the final boss for... Well, spoilers for Final Fantasy IX, but for the final boss of Final Fantasy IX. I think it's a good card. Oh, good. An interesting character. Words. Trying to remember what the legends I might have had now. Diablo. Also, good art. The Final Fantasy EX cards, or Final Fantasy Explorers, is what the game is from. Just some really good art. Ishtola, there we go. I think that was the first legend, wasn't it? Okay. Right, there we are. So, it's full art. So, aside from the full art, we haven't haven't got any foil legends yet. So, a few of those. Also, we've got little Yuna over there. I got a Yuna in my pre-release kit, so I would prefer not to pull another. Although I do traditionally get them. Hey, Shikari Z. Almost the one I want, but not quite. And Lanny! I can't believe she's a hero card. Such a good card. And a really interesting effect. Like, your opponent doesn't know the card that you took, and you get to cast it for reduced cost. And it's been confirmed that even if she leaves the field, you can still cast the card. And I believe you still get the 2 CP reduction on that card as well. So, just fun times. Fun times. Indeed. Start second pile. My one over here is getting a bit too large. Foil Bahamut. And Magissa. Or Magissa. I played through Final Fantasy V, and I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite Final Fantasy, but I do not remember Magissa. Yeah. Maybe for an optional dungeon. Oh, I don't remember Forza either. Who is obviously the one that it combos with. For Proish and another Beatrix. Start another pile over here. Yeah, put Yuna there. Pile there. Move these all back a little bit. Nuge, and of course I got Yuna. Well, technically now that means I've got one of every Yuna because I got a... Actually, was she foil? I don't know if I got foil on pre-release. Either way, I got Yuna now, and I'll be getting a couple more boxes as well, so I will end up with more than I need, but yeah, still not something to sneeze. Also, I don't know if you guys realise this, but I use a lot of weird idioms. Nothing to sneeze at and those sorts of things. I don't know why I do that, so I apologise if they're a bit weird or take you by surprise. Ah, foil Kryl. Kind of annoying that I've got a foil for a legend I've already got, but still good for my collection. And Mid-Previa. Cool, from the same game. Yeah, also, I was kind of creeped out by the image, like the artwork. I get that it's meant to be kind of cute, but to me it's just a bit weird. Anyway, there. Ooh. Oh! Full art foil Tenzen. Ironically, I already got this card in my pre-release pack as well, but it wasn't full art and it wasn't foil, so awesome. That's a good full art to get. And Emmet Selk. I do like this card. Now I do like a samurai deck as well. I didn't build one in Opus XI, which might seem a bit strange given the fact that there was, I think Cyan was released in that set, and he is a good samurai card. But yeah, we never really felt the want to build one. But now with Tenzen and a samurai backup, I think I'll give it a shot. Enkidu and Fenrir. This card as full art is beautiful, but even non-full art is still glorious. Shame it's not a fantastic card. And I got a bit of jip for saying that when it was released. I don't think it's an incredible card, to be honest. It's just very situational, and, you know, maybe it'll see a bit more play now that we've got the whole playset revealed, but I don't know. Shiva and Nacht. Natched. I recommend playing Final Fantasy Legends for those that haven't. Also, it's a bit confusing because, well, I think it's technically called Final Fantasy Dimensions in the App Store because it is a mobile-only game, and it is very similar to Final Fantasy V, job system and the like. For Shantoto again, and a Mid-Previa again. But there is a second one, just Final Fantasy Dimensions 2, and that is the game that, I forget his name now, but some of the Final Fantasy Legends cards in the TCG are actually from the second game, but it just states FFL rather than FFL2, so kind of similar to how they don't make the distinction between all the Final Fantasy 13s and the Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, and some of the Crystal Chronicle games as well. For Paladin, and there he is. Sorry guys, I feel dirty now. Although I have to admit, I'm really happy that this card got printed because I wanted Exdeath as a character to get more love. But people just like, it's such a toxic card, get rid of it. I'm like, oh, the card I really like, and it is it's a good card. No doubt about it, it's a good card, but well, double-edged sword. Put him down there. Oh, I just noticed we got Lena and new Exdeath. Yay! Just put that there like that. Keep my units together. Ah! Yeah, let's try and be a bit more careful maybe. Try not to crease my full art Tenzen or my full art Dragoon, which I think I care more about the Dragoon than I do the Tenzen. Foil Celteus, another card I got on my pre-release. Again, I don't think it was foil, but I guess this is all good for my collection. And Galoof, so yeah, you can see he's got the ability to damage 3 when Galoof is put from the field to the break zone. You may search for 1 earth forward, of course 2 or less, and play it onto the field. So, Kryl, obviously. Right, you can go down there. Alright, we're most of the way through the box now. I think I've probably got about 7 packs left. Fenrir, beautiful Fenrir, and Eshental, how do you even say that? Also, really pretty art. Bartsy Boy. So he's going to be a lot of fun, I think. I'm tempted to make a Bobo's deck with this guy in. There are a few Bobos, and obviously you've got Boko as well in this set, which are 1 cost. But it just kind of adds to the whole swarm the field, and haste. Obviously it's literally in the card, but yeah, it just kind of adds to their aggressiveness, and I like the art. And Bart's does have a link to Chocobo, so you know, maybe I'll make myself a little Bart's Bobos deck. Foil Gawain, another decent card. So when Gawain enters the field, you may search for up to 1 Fire Job Knight other than card name Gawain, and up to 1 Water Job Knight other than card name Gawain, and add them to your hand. So I had a couple of questions about this card. You can search Fire Water Steiner and another card, just because Fire Water Steiner fits the prerequisites of both searches doesn't mean he takes up both. So you can say, like, for my fire search I'm getting Steiner, and then for water I'm getting something else. But he's great because he can just get yourself 2 cards, 2 decent cards as well. Also, it's nice that he can search, or Garland's going to be a bit more viable in fire decks now, or fire knight decks. Obviously, fire hasn't been a huge amount. I mean, aside from what's been entered this set, I think you've got, I've forgotten his name, Rain and Garland, so there wasn't a huge amount of fire, but there's a few more this set now, and searching them will be a cinch. He's kind of, oh, he's right there, holding him. Yeah, so Steiner can be searched for one of the elements and then search for something else. Foil X-Death, an okay card. He's not fantastic, he's quite situational, but in pre-release he's useful, but that's just because in pre-release any destruction is useful. And Amaterasu, cool, this is my second one now, I got one on my pre-release. A very good card. Like, the fact that fire just got a cancel ability is super, super useful. So yeah, I'm glad to have that. Love to have it as a full art. Foil Odin, and Carbuncle, which is Final Fantasy IX one as well, yeah. So something I never knew about Carbuncle in Final Fantasy IX was that its effect varied depending on what jewel you had equipped to garnet in the game. I believe anyway, something like that, depending on what she has equipped, depends on Carbuncle's effect. So yeah, the more you know. Pretty cool. Foil Ramu, so Foil Odin, now I've got Foil Ramu. And Eduardo. So when Eduardo enters the field, dull all the characters your opponent controls. And then, wow. Dire Dirge. S, and is that 5 ice? Break all the dull backups. Be careful, peeps, because that includes your backups. All the dull backups. But yeah. Fun times. You can combine him with, is it Ultimacia? Freeze all your backups as well. I mean, you're paying 10, but to do both, maybe it's worth it. A foil Forza, so we've got a foil Megaso and foil Forza now. And, oh, yay, I got a lock. I'm expecting that to be the final legend of the pack, but yes, I have been wanting this card. It's a powerful as hell card, and I'm not really that into Ice Wind, if I'm honest, but this card makes me want to play that combo, so yay! Can you go down there? And last, but not least, the final pack. It's got Cactuar, Remora, Sid FFCC, Minwu, Preesh, Scholar, Dragoon, and Octolite. Oh, well, that's really anticlimactic. And Lanny. Yeah, cool. So I've got 2 Lannys now, so that's good. Alba, Princess Goblin, and Kais. Alba. She is a good card. She's a really good card. Really strong. The fact that she enters and can just remove something and give us a face and then attack again to remove something else. So strong. So good. I think I might be making a Warrior of Darkness deck again, because I had one a few sets ago using Nuct and those guys. So yeah, now there's a bit more support for them, and just want to utilise Alba, to be honest. So yeah, it's good fun. Also, Kais. Great card as well. Being able to look at your opponent's deck and just move it without them knowing. Great, actually, ironically. Great in combination with this card, because you can use Kais to look at your opponent's top card, and if it is a 3 or less, then you put it to the bottom. If it's more than 3, play Cactuar, deal 10k to something. Anyway, there we go. That is my box. More boxed out. So, I've got a couple of flats. A couple of foil legends, but in total I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 legends is not bad. I'm a bit sad that I got a duplicate here and a foil I already had, but 2 full arts that I'm very happy to have. It's no full art Shantoto, Legacy Shantoto, because she's currently selling for like 150 quid, which is insane. But yeah, also locked, so I got 3 very powerful. Actually, to be honest, a lot of the legends in this set are quite powerful. But there we have it, folks. So there is my unboxing. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Yay!